Isn't that gorgeous? Sometimes I wish my mind could be as peaceful and as calm. Sorry, I'm bouncing like fucking crazy. As this lake pond. It's a pond, isn't it? Yeah, so it's not a lake, so I think it's a pond. I don't know. I call it a lake. But whatever it is, it's really quiet right now. And it quiets a piece of me that I so desperately need. My mind's been a little bit rocky lately. Don't you hate that? I don't know about y'all, but when shit starts going good for me, when I'm happy for too damn long, my mind just goes click. No, you're not. Oh, there's a good view. Isn't that pretty? Sorry. Sometimes I just need to walk to reflect. I was on the elliptical and listening to a evangelic preacher. God, I can't talk. And so I was having a little bit of church because my mind's just been kind of, I don't know, I've been listening to my mind more than I've been listening to anything else. You know, when I was younger, I listened to the world and the kids because I was so desperate for friends and so desperate for people to accept me that I listened to the world, and then I tried to buy it. Some way or another I tried to buy it, which as a kid you don't have much to buy it with, so you get creative. And I realized that I have a part of that still within me. But you think it's where it's at. You think that if you just had a friend or if you just had this, it'd be okay. But it doesn't quiet down the voices. It simply, no, actually it does. It quiets down the voices. It covers it up and it masks the issues. Because the laughter gets to where it covers up any issues you might have with yourself. And it just covers it up to where you think it went away. And as a kid, that's how you think. You think if you're upset or you're scared or you have issues, that if you have enough friends, it has always fascinated me that a bird has the ability to stand on a twig. Sorry, isn't that cool? Isn't that just still? Crystal like glass that you can see a reflection like that? That is my goal. And that actually happens every time I go for a walk. It don't matter what the fuck happens in my life. A walk brings that kind of calmness to my soul. It's my church. It's my time with God to see His design. And I've always liked being outdoors, playing and shit like that. And then I got older and overweight and tired, and the TV became my numbness. It never brought me peace, it just brought me numb, that I could get lost in it. It never quieted the voices. It just numbed my mind into this stupor. That's why even today, if I watch a show, I'm fucked. I just get numb to it, and I just start like zombie out. That if I ever get feeling like I'm in a really bad way, God, I just come walking out here. Rain, windy, or shine, I will walk in the rain to feel this amount of peace that comes over me. It's a little water, who cares? It's a little wind, who the fuck cares? Respect nature. I'm not saying I can't my life can't end by it, but I respect it enough to go, okay, it's a little bit too much I can't handle. She's a little bit menopausal today. It's time to go inside. But you can't let the fear of the weather affect your life. You can respect it. But anyways, I digress, sorry. But my mind's been a little bit topsy-turvy over thoughts about work and what I'm trying to build, and the mind gets a hold of me in a way that tells me that I'm smart enough. Finally, I was able to get that in my head. I'm smart enough and I have the ability to do something, but then there's this voice in my head that says, don't matter if you're smart enough, don't matter if you're strong enough, it's still you and you can't do it. Because it doesn't matter anything else, it's still you, the one that's doing it, and so that therefore you can't do it. I don't know if anyone else has that voice. It's an annoying bitch, but it stops me at every turn. Well, every time it stops me, every time it makes me start doubting and thinking and pausing enough to where I think I'm gonna quit doing something, and puts these voices in my head so strong and so loud that I scream I want to quit, I scream I want to give up. Someone says something or someone calls. And God, I just think it's God telling me, I put this in you, you gotta do it. I don't know if that sounds cocky. That definitely ain't cocky. But God tells me I have to. And I spent a lifetime not listening. That started to listen a few years back. And when you get out of your head and you start listening to someone else, and you get out of your own head and you start listening to your spirit, which is two different distinct voices. And if y'all think I'm fucking nuts, join me in my head a little bit, because it is crazy. But it's two definitely distinct voices, your spirit and your head. The downfall is if you don't ever realize that it's two distinct voices, because when you're so used to listening to one, it's kind of like you hear from an old friend, and the voice brings back all these memories of your childhood and all the fun you used to have. And then you hear another voice and it triggers not the good kind of memories. It reminds you of some bad shit. So your spirit and I'm gonna put it in pause. Dog park. Really pretty dog. Feels like talking. Oh God. You know, sometimes you just gotta go for a walk or hear some church. You really do. Or news has gotta hit you that is just puts you into a perspective of everything in your head. Just fuck. Doesn't matter. When you put shit into perspective, shit that's in your head doesn't matter. Shit that you think and that you hear in your fucking psyche Okay, sorry. But you know what I'm talking about? There's two voices, and those two voices are in constant battle. You know, there's that old saying, greater is he who's in you than he who's in the world. All my life, I've been taught that the devil is a red guy with horns that is out in the world trying to destroy you from the outside in. And I think that the evangelical Christians and the pastors are starting to get it right for the first time. The devil is a mind trick that's already in your head from birth that fucks with you daily. He doesn't get you from the outside in, he gets you from the inside out. I think you're by birth given the Spirit of the Lord. Because if your Creator made you, then you're born with it. When you come to a realization of who He is, you ask for forgiveness and you enter Him. You have Him come back in you. He's already in you. All you're doing is asking your Father for forgiveness and saying, hey, Dad, can I come back home? That's what I think. I could be fucked up on that, but okay. Enough church for the ones that don't believe, I know. I'm sorry. Not really, but it's what I believe. And I would have been dead a long time ago if it wasn't for God protecting me from all the fucking shit in the world I got my dumb ass into. But it's what I believe. I think He's always with us. I think from birth that He's with you. That's why He will never harm a child. That children always go to heaven. Why do children always go to heaven if you have to ask Him to come into your soul? Because He's already in it. He's in it from day one, from the day you're born. That's why all children go to heaven. Believe or not, or heard of Him or not, He's in them already. And it's not that you accept Satan into you. He's in you already. These two beings of light and dark are already in you. The old Indian thing is, what wolf do you feed? For me, it's what voice do you listen to? For preachers, it's who do you hear? Who do you follow? It's good, dark, light, energy, positive, negative, God, devil, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what the name is. It matters what it is. And what it is it's two forces inside of you fighting for control. It's two parts of you. And some people have that split and some people don't. And the ones that have it split can see it coming a little bit better. But anyways, I digress. You know, I go squirrel. My husband laughs and says I got a preacher inside of me. Baby. I tell you one thing. If he's right, well, this would be my congregation. This would be my church. Why would God want you in a building when He made this for you to see? And I know it's a damn football field, but look behind the buildings and look behind the grass and see it. Why do you think humans in the country, or most humans that don't have allergies, can get that cut grass smell? And oh my God, breathe deep. Kind of always been a fan of smelling gas and oil, and my husband, who's 25-year roughneck, goes, it's because it's the smell of money. And I said, no, it's the smell of home. You know, smells will take you back. Why is that? Because, like I said, light, dark. You have three people in you. It's kind of a weird thought, kind of weirdly weird, but come with me on this one, okay? Come with me on this one. You have three people in you, right? You have the light, you have the dark, and you have you. But the fucked up thing in my belief is that they're all you. So you have the one that gets up in the morning and says, I'm thankful to be alive. you have the one that says I can go and do anything in this world because it's through God that strengthens me. I can lose the weight, I can get the energy, I can do it, I can eat the right things today, I can, okay? Then you have another in you going, fuck, you tried this before, you done this before, and it didn't work. You know, it works for everyone else, it just doesn't work for you, so fuck, it must be you. It's not anyone else, it's just you've tried it and it failed. So even though you hear that everyone has that capability, you don't, because it's you. You know, it'll work for Sally and it'll work for Jim, but you just don't have that kind of determination, so you can't do it. You don't have that type of tenacity and or whatever the voice it says, but it says that no matter what, because it's you will not succeed. And then you have the third one. This is kind of the mediator. Unfortunately, it's you that you're stuck in the middle of all this nice little battle, and you're just saying, God, I just want to do it. I just want to look like that just once in my life. I just want that so bad. I just want to be that once in my life. I mean, you know, this person says I can, and this person says I can, but this voice inside of me is telling me I can't, and I don't know. So this is where I think, I swear to God, this is where I think prayer came involved. So you have the Christians and the non-Christians that fight in battles that Christianity stole all this stuff from the Druids and the witches and the pagans and all that stuff, and that's history. I mean, shit, the winter solstice, the fall solstice, there's always a religious holiday, whether it's God's birth or Jesus' death, birth, and resurrection. I'm going a little deep today, and this might piss a lot of y'all off, but it's what happens. Kind of when I have church, my mind goes kind of this really goes into my belief systems, but the way, kind of like I said, these videos help me. I don't know if they help you, but they sure as hell help me, so that's why I do it. And my fear says don't post it. My fear says just make the videos and stop posting it. My fear tells me write a letter to someone, not send it. So of course, being that though I am, I send it. And then I wait. And it's kind of like with everyone else. I like the likes, I like the comments, but in the end it doesn't really matter, because it does, and it has helped me quite a bit. I've come out of my shell and I've actually started talking. But this is the shit that comes into my head. But I regress to go back into this. You have the middle you, which is you, going that you want to do all this stuff, and you want to do it, and you just don't know if you can. So you take that step. And if the light overpowers the dark, or God overpowers the devil, or however you want to call it, if the good outweighs the negative, then you keep pushing, you keep walking. You realize that you hurt, but God, it feels good. That you know that you can actually do it. That's why they say listen to positivity all the time. Motivate your damn self, because once you get that motivation in you, you're feeding the light, you're feeding the good wolf. So you can actually do what you have to do. But if that negative voice gets a hold of you, it's like a stranglehold. It really is. And it will keep you down to a level. And I don't even think it wants to hurt you. I think it thinks it's trying to help you. Because they say that the brain, the neural pathways, it used to say stay in the cave so these big animals can't eat you. So I think it wants to protect you. It's just, it still thinks you're in the fucking cave and you're not. You know, it's adapted to saying, hey, they're gonna think bad of you. Well, people have thought bad of me for years. I've tried everything from buying friends to begging to pleading people to stay and come in my life. And I guarantee you don't want to hit rock bottom, because only God knows what rock bottom is for you. And trust me, I thought I'd hit rock bottom at one point in my life, and I found a deeper level. I found a deeper level. Every time I thought I hit rock bottom, it always was one step below where I was when I thought I hit rock bottom before. And after talking to people, rock bottom for different people have different levels, and the bad thing is when you hit rock bottom at its worst, some people don't get up from that. Some people hit the rock bottom of their bottom, of that fucking bottom, and they don't get up. Because unfortunately, rock bottom at the very end of all things is 6 feet under, and no one gets up from that. So, morbid as hell, but honestly, the church helped me, and this helps me. Because, like I said, I've been fighting the demons in my head. I've been fighting the fucking argument in my head saying, you can do all things through Christ that's who strengthens you, but it's you, so you're gonna fail at it. You know, you got the knowledge, and you can gain all the fucking wisdom and the knowledge and the gumption and the grit that you possibly can, but at the end of the day, it's you. And you can't do shit. You'll fuck up at every cost. That's the voice in my head. That's the fucking... That's the one I battle. And that's the one that's been fucking with me lately. And I guarantee you, no pill, no oil. Trust me, nothing can defeat that. You can numb it, you can drug it up, and you can shut it off. You can't shut it off, sorry. Oh my god, so pretty. I'm gonna go scroll one time because those are pretty. Aren't those pretty? I'm not going in there. I'm gonna respect it from afar, but that's purple. Aren't those pretty? Sorry, I went squirrel for a minute, but those are just really pretty. Anyways, I used to love getting flowers when I was younger, but now I'm like, I don't want to disturb nature. I don't think flowers were meant to be plucked. I think God gave us the beauty to look at and to admire, and then to walk on and, leave it be. Mow the grass, because if he said tend the land. So I'm not that far. Sorry. But I don't know about you guys, but that's the voice that I have in my head. And that's the battle. That the voice doesn't shut up, you numb it into submission. It's kind of like how people say when they can say whatever they want when they drink, because alcohol has a thing of taking the thought process that says this is a bad idea and numbing it by getting it drunk. Same basic principle. You get drunk enough or numb enough that you quiet that part of your brain. But unfortunately, you can numb that to a point where you numb everything about you and you just kind of sit like a damn zombie and not do anything. That's why a lot of people don't like psychotic drugs like Ritalin and antipsychotics like Ritalin and Prozac and antidepressants and shit like that, because not only is the side effects really fucked up, you know why the side effects are as bad as they are? Because they're telling you if you are not professionally diagnosed, if they mess up and they diagnose a completely happy, normal person with something like depression and then they give you an antidepressant, it fucks with the chemicals in your brain that if you are actually depressed, it can help you. But if you are not mentally depressed and you're just having a really bad time, that chemical imbalance that a depression is, a true and utter depression, that pill will not help you. It will cause you to go into a depression, and it will cause suicidal thoughts and tendencies because it's putting you in the depression that it thinks you're in. That's why that shit kills you. That's why I don't like them. Because it changes who you are. Because it alters your mind. And I would rather, quite frankly, fight my battles and my demons on my own than trying to quiet them. Because if you quiet them, then you lose a part of yourself. My way is not that easy. And it gets really fucking fuzzy. But nothing worth having's easy. So, I think I've talked enough, and I've walked for about